What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another late night in the BrewLab with me, Lone Fox, your Brewmaster-in-Chief. And tonight, in the BrewLab, I'm coming at you with another rotation-proof brew. Standard 2023 play queue ready. Tonight's experiment is with zombies and mono black. So, without further ado, let's jump into tonight's brew. First thing that jumps out at me when I filtered away the sets that are going to be gone after rotation is Shambling Ghast, gone. Deadly Dispute, gone. So again, I keep coming back to this duo, Surgehacker Mech, Reckoner Bankbuster, filling in so many slots, like Bankbuster kind of drawing cards for us in the way that we did with, obviously Deadly Dispute is better at drawing cards than the Bankbuster, but you do get a 4/4 that resists most sweepers and that we can crew very easily with all of our 3-drops, our 3 power. We often have a lot of these decayed zombies about. I love crewing, like if you just play Jadar and it makes a zombie, that's 3 power on the battlefield with which you can crew the Bankbuster, and I love using these guys to crew with because decayed zombies can't block, and you're not going to be doing much blocking with Jadar either, so pretty epic. But yeah, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Let's take it from the top. We of course have a full playset of the Champion of the Perished, the main card of the deck, and we're trying to drop zombies on top of this guy so that he grows big quick, right? And then in the other couple cards in the 1-drop slot here are a sneaky one-off Crawl from the Cellar, which can often get you out of some pretty nice pickles. Nice that it has flashback. We may end up cutting one Eaten Alive to sneak in a second copy, but let's see how it goes. Because for now, Eaten Alive is our only sort of like cheap spot removal for the early game. So I've been trying to stick with the 4 copies, and it's obviously just fantastic. It's like sort of taking the place of Blood Chief's Thirst in a sense. You can, if you have a decayed zombie lying about, just pay 1 mana and exile a creature or planeswalker for 1 mana. Amazing. Otherwise, you can just pay 4, which isn't too much anyway, and you can exile a creature or planeswalker. So just fantastic. If only it was instant speed. But yeah, that's it as far as 1-drops. Onto the 2-drop slots, we got a little bit more planeswalker hate. We got the couple copies of Graf Reaver, which is quite just a nice aggressive 2-drop to just play on top of the Champion of the Perished and start swinging the next turn for like 5 or 6 or something. Pretty nice, but you don't want it hanging around too long on the battlefield because it deals you 1 damage every upkeep, so it becomes a great sack fodder for something like Eaten Alive, or a Fell Stinger entering the battlefield, something like that, just to get it out of the way. Or if you get it in the late game, the opponent has a planeswalker, you can just play it, either exploit a decayed zombie, or it can exploit itself, of course, and you can destroy target planeswalker. So mostly in here for that reason, rather than anything else. Then we've got a couple copies of Jadar. I'm on the fence with Jadar. I mean, it could clearly be a 3 of somehow, maybe Trimmer, 1 Tainted Adversary or something, but I don't know. I'm still on the fence about this guy. Like, now that we don't have Deadly Dispute to, use the decayed zombies on and that sort of thing, it's becoming a little bit less. It's just a nice, reliable zombie every turn on top of the champion. If you get that line where you get to play the champion on turn 1, Jadar turn 2, then you're pretty happy. But it's not going to be sort of pivotal in the deck. So two of has been the sweet spot for me so far. But the Tainted Adversary, on the other hand, I wanted a full playset of. Such a sweet card, like all the adversaries are, honestly. Just a great 2-drop, great 5-drop, and so on and so forth. You can just add an extra 3 onto each time, great 8-drop, and all those decayed zombies can become a win con, because you can either attack with all of them and you already have a Meathook Massacre from a previous turn on the board. Then when they all die off of decayed triggers, you get a drain on the opponent for each one that dies from the Meathook, or you can just have them on the battlefield and sweep your own board and have them all die off of the Meathook and then, win that way. There's plenty of uses for all of those Decayed Zombies, and just having a Death Touch creature alongside our Fell Stinger just to stand in the way of some Boros and like mono white and that kind of stuff has been great. Then we've got 3 Bankbusters. I already touched upon them. There was initially 4 in the deck. It's when I went up to 4 Eternal Lives. Let's see how 3 goes. It's really quite pivotal. Like I said, survivability, post sweeper, card draw, ramp, nice aggressive, 4/4. You can accrue it with the Mech Hangar. We've all seen this in my last couple of standard, 2023 brews. I can't wait to see if I'm wrong, but I think that this is going to be a thing. Then, Meathook Massacre, of course, touched upon already. Then there's some of our additional card advantage. Alongside the Bankbuster, we've also got the Archghoul of Thraben and the Fell Stinger in the 3-drop slot. Whenever it or another zombie doesn't specify non-tokens, which is great, so even if our little Decayed Zombies die, you get to look at the top card of your library. If it's a zombie card, you put it into your hand. If it isn't, you may put it into your graveyard, and so that way you can, potentially put a bunch of new zombies in your hand after a sweeper, for example. Or, when you just sack a Decayed Zombie to Eaten Alive or something. Pretty nice. When you've got both the Archghoul and the Headless Rider on board, it's pretty fantastic, because every time one of your non-tokens dies, you get a trigger off the Archghoul, and that thing that died gets replaced into a 2/2, which then triggers your champion. You've all seen it. These two together on the board are great. Board advantage, card advantage. And then we've got the Fell Stinger, which also draws you 2 cards, puts a nice 3/2 Death Touchy boy on the battlefield, and you can often just sacrifice either the Graf Reaver or a Decayed Zombie and draw yourself some cards, which is great. Yeah, that's it as far as the 3-drops. All of them, as I mentioned in the beginning of the intro, can crew the Bankbuster, which is quite nice. Especially I like doing that with the Headless Rider, because you're not really going to be attacking or blocking with this guy. You just want him to stay on board for his effect. So yeah, just nice that they all got 3 power, our 3-drops. Then we've got 2 Surgehacker Mechs in the 4-drop slot. Amazing, just loving this card. A little bit of removal, and then it can easily be crewed. Quite easily, not a problem. We've got the Mech, as I mentioned. Just 2 Decayed Zombies can crew it. Plenty of ways to crew the vehicles in the deck. I specifically am loving the fact that you can crew your vehicles with the zombies that are just kind of useless otherwise. And then, of course, topping out with a full playset of Invoke Despair. It's just that freaking good. Like, especially in a mono black deck, like, it's always a 3-for-1. It's always just amazing. It's really easy to cast and get to. It deals with enchantments and planeswalkers and all these things. It just love Invoke Despair. So it makes perfect sense to have a full playset, in my opinion. And that's the deck. As far as the mana base goes, we've got the last surviving creature land. Unless there's some new ones in Dominaria, this is going to be the only creature land left in Standard after rotation. There's no other ones. It's a bit of a wonky one, but it kind of makes sense in this deck. We can sacrifice a Decayed Zombie, for example, and every time you sacrifice a creature, you put a, what do they call them, a soul counter on the hostile, and then once you get to 3, you can remove them and transform it into the Creeping In, which is a 3/7, which has a phase-out ability for 4 colorless. Pretty weird card, this one, honestly, and you can, you exile cards from your own graveyard and then you ping the opponent for life, and pretty interesting. Let's see if we can ever get to flip this thing. Otherwise, we've got 2 Takenumas, 1 Field of Ruin, 3 Mech Hangars for our vehicles, and 17 basics. Zombies 2023. That's the brew. Let's jump into some games. These ones I bring onto the unranked ladder mostly. I mean, the mono white one I played on ranked. That one felt really strong regardless, but these ones I'm still kind of like worried about the answers in current Standard. But it's the most fun I've had in the last couple of weeks, testing out this play queue. And if my memories are correct, we should be getting the new play queue either end of this month or midway through this month or early next month. Fingers crossed. Black opponent, plenty removal. Probably massacres because he's not running Snowlands. Ooh, okay. Okay. Might be ninjas even. Sometimes they play the Eye Twitch as like an evasive one drop to have the ninjutsu on. The little boy is sleeping right next to me. This is why I couldn't have the camera on last night. The lights were off, but tonight I managed to get him to sleep early with the lights on, so hopefully I don't wake him up. Ooh, Invoke. Land. Mr. Shizuki.
Hope you're ready for some mind games. There's no secret I can't uncover.
Goes with the card draw, which is cool. I'd rather he do that and discard something than make the little ninja guy. Right. Double Archghouls. Big hits. Big beefy hits. Shadow's Verdict now would be probably the most punishing thing ever. Okay. Loads of cards, hopefully, off of the double Archghouls. So if it's a zombie... Graveyard. Graveyard. Reveal. Whoop. Oh. 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 Archghouls, baby. Those cards are sweet. Maybe even like put in a butler. Like... There's so many interesting cards in zombies, actually. Like, there's this one that I saw that just, I don't understand the, like, game design. Yeah. Zombie, discard. Dying to serve. Whenever you discard one or more cards, create a tapped zombie. Interesting. Like, how is this ever supposed to fit in with Crimson Vow? I never quite figured this one out. But the butler would be interesting as well. Where is he? Okay, just a one of. Oh. Instead of a Graf Reaver. Try that. Small changes, small adjustments, but that's what it's all about when you're fine-tuning. I love it. Of course, the most up-to-date version will be the one that's available for you guys as you're watching this in the video description down below, as well as on my other hub and Untapped account, as always. Wow, lots of people online, huh? That's good. Nice hot pockets. Not the best, but doable. Top decking you know, turn one champion would be my ideal. Sitch. Okay. Golgari ramp. Freaking hell. Yeah, I mean, obviously, right? There's a champion. Really? You gonna dispute your own dude? Poor guy. I got a feeling this is fight rigging. Gonna go down. Some fight rigging shenanigans. Shambly boy. Are you still digging? Nice. Double drop. He may kill our Jadar with the Shambling Ghast. But that's, you know, gonna happen regardless, probably, if he goes for the let's have a look. Nice. Meathook Massacre now could be very punishing. And highly likely, it might even be something like, okay. I was thinking maybe Invoke Despair. Be more like mid-rangey, I don't know what. Zap. Nice. Let's see if he goes for the removal again and we get another trigger off the Archghoul. Nice. Thanks, bud. Take action. Let's put that in the bin. Trying to get my champion outside of Meathook Massacre range. That's alright. Infernal Grasp off the treasures? No. I think I will play out my Takenuma. Because that allows me to eat an alive as well as paying the additional 3 on the adversary. And we get an Archghoul trigger. Ooh, baby. I'd love that champion. Thank you for the champion. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he's got Meathook Nana. Oh. El Charioto. Woohoo! That's beautiful. We're holding back one Death Toucher for the Chariot. Oh, that's nice. Nice. I'm all down with that. I just get this sneaking suspicion there's a Meathook coming my way. Ooh. Mr. Mirthless enters the BF.
I bring order to this broken world. You fight for me now.
Can't get much better than that, really. I mean, just blam blam. One fell swoop. Really nice performance there. Getting through some, like, you know, mid-rangey stuff. We slammed the other guy match before. Pretty happy so far with the performance in testing. I mean, this is unranked, of course, but Matchmaker throwing some interesting different brews at us, and we're kind of able to navigate most matchups so far. Confuse the opponent with a opening Mech Hangar. Give nothing away. Other than the fact that we play a few vehicles. Oh, Snowlands. Again with the black opponent, huh? Should have swung, shouldn't have swung. It's pretty turgid pile. Daily disputes. Pretty frustrating deck to play against, honestly. Oh, for God's sakes. This card drives me insane. We ran up against the people who watched yesterday's video. Nice. I like that these triggers go off this way, so you get to decline and then draw the card. Oh wait, we've already attacked. Baby, 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 baby. Baby, 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 baby. Land off the top, invoke despair, babadoo, boop, 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 boop. Smack bang on turn 5. Probably not the best idea. That's not the best idea I've ever had. I get the feeling I shouldn't have done that. Okay, he's probably just going to Deadly Dispute his own Disciple. He still may top deck that freaking Infernal Grasp. Or it might just be Lolth now. Madame Théâtre. Right. Talk about a pain in my butt. Oh, word. I was fully gonna play that card, you cheeky bugger. So then let's just draw a card. Yay! We're taking this 4 from Turgid no matter what next turn, so we might as well attack. And we can invoke or Meathook. Zero mana Meathook. Pretty painful turn, I must say. Okay. Phew. Spicy game. Lol. Lol. Invoke Despair, ladies and gentlemen. What a card. What a card. Who even needs zombies? Be a bunch of lands and 4 Invoke Despairs. So far, so good. Maybe the matchmaker will give us something a little different this time around, not just a mirror match of sorts. That's a tough keep. Holy Moses, that's the 3rd game tonight where we've seen a turn 1 Shambling Ghast. Okay, now it's a full-on mirror. Can you believe it? stock with the adversary. That's lovely. We got, you know, what he wants. Right back at you, buddy old pal. Guys, I think we can probably leave it at that. Not much else more that can be said here. Just all around. We got to see how the Reckoner Bankbuster there was applying pressure after the board wipes. We got to see Invoke Despair just win games by itself. We got to see the card advantage engine here with the Archghouls. And, you know, we got to make some pretty big champions. We didn't get to play the Butler. That was the one change I made. If anything, I would probably just put in another Bankbuster, honestly, and just call it a day. But I'll leave that up to you guys. And of course, I'd love to hear your thoughts about it in the comments. But that's it as far as final thoughts. Just a sweet new version of Mono Black, which is all going to be around after rotation. So if you're thinking of somewhere to spend some wild cards, you want to try something a little different, you haven't played with zombies yet, and you want to make sure that where you spend your wild cards is going to be around until end of next year, then you're welcome. But that's going to be it for tonight's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Of course, as usual, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and join the Discord community. Link in the description. I will see you all tomorrow with some fresh brews as always. And until then, this is Lone Fox from the BrewLab, signing out. Peace, y'all.